Anything else for you that you are curious
Like,
about? This is not
like
prophesying, you're not gonna like, what should I do with my life, and I'm gonna come up
Yeah.
with the answer, but.
Is there something that you, I'm curious to know, if you can help me, how, what would be a good way for us to, or whether I can ask questions, whether we can spend time together to get to know each other better and to feel more in sync, because I'm not really feeling as in sync with
Yeah.
you as I want to.
So I ask you to just do this,
Okay.
Yeah.
see me,
It's
you
kind of
know,
wrapping
this
up,
is,
like,
this exercise is an opportunity to see
Are you
me
still
and to
feeling
say I'm
like
looking at you, I
looking
see
around?
yeah, a little bit.
you.
A little bit. There's kind of like creating a little space. maybe
Let me
a
ask
little
the question,
space
how
for-
grounded are you
For
feeling?
you to see.
I have grounded today, but I think it'd probably be better for me.
No, just in the
to
role,
see that.
you're in the role now,
How
how does it feel right now?
I feel comfortable, and I totally agree with what you're saying in my business, like looking.
How do you feel grounded right now? Do you feel your feet, do you feel grounded,
Yeah.
or do you feel floaty and,
No, I feel
you know?
Yeah, not
Okay.
grounded. That would be
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
actually appear pretty grounded to me.
Pulling backwards.
Mm.
Pressuring.
Yeah, my only, I guess, I mean, this is
Out of
attempting to
alignment.
be soothsaying, but
Yeah, but yeah, like kind of hurt.
the more you
it's
find
starting to hurt my back.
captaincy
It's actually starting to hurt
of
my
yourself
back so
or of
much.
your life or of whatever, yeah, it's like I need a gravitational pull somewhere. That's the impression,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Okay, does that feel complete enough?
Yeah, that was very
Okay.
helpful, thank you.
Okay,
This
good.
is
We'll
waiting
step
to
out.
hear something.
You step out, no, yours?
In my ears.
Some direction.
Excellent.
Some
None of my business.
comfort.
To know what, yeah, comfort and direction. Yeah.
Treatment. Interesting.
No, I don't feel that grounded.
No, I'm just thinking.
I would
how
imagine
I-
after the last few days, my business is a little floaty.
As
It's
you know,
for different reasons perhaps,
Okay.
but
I
it's,
feel
I'm going on retreat on Monday. I promise,
Yay.
we'll reground. It's
Um,
been a little,
like I'm
chaotic.
glad you're here, but I'm a little.
Yeah, there, I don't feel, I don't
Not-
feel
Maybe
like
that's what
there's,
that backing up is.
I'm not retaining
Yeah.
anything,
Some
I don't
space.
feel like there's a
Right.
lot of depth
I
in
can't
it.
space here.
what's your
Yeah.
experience
Like
of me?
the experience of checking.
I
in.
find you to be really grounded, but I don't,
To me,
I don't,
you know,
there's,
like
there's
who
not
are
a
you? How are
deep
you?
connection at
Instead
this
of like
point.
I've got to
Okay.
figure you out.
um,
You know, that's
Yeah.
it's a nice. I like that perspective. Like, oh, you're here to
I
I can check in
experience you
with
as
you
being
and
friendly and there, and for some
somehow I've
reason-
got to figure this out. Like, yeah.
It comes very like in the back of the head here, like a lot of.
Yeah. Interesting. I feel
it's like I need a break feeling.
anxious.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't,
You need a break. Yeah, yeah.
I
I've been working
heard
it pretty hard.
everything you said.
We have that, you have.
And the
just,
heart of this
Good point for
I'm
you on Monday.
taking it
is
in
yes.
For some reason, I'm imagining myself at the back of a motorcycle.
Well, we'll go in my Sentra, but.
Maybe you could strap me on.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
was,
comfortable.
I was
like
trying
it.
to.
It's interesting because I was on the phone with my coach this morning,
Actually
and one of the
stay
things I
in,
was talking about
kind
was
of,
wanting to make sure my
Maybe
business
it's
took,
the feeling like
that what I was
we're
doing
all
with and
in,
for my business right now would lead to a life of more adventure
I don't
than I
know.
have right now,
and
and that I feel is
like
available
you're
right now.
something I've got
And
So it's interesting you say
figure
that
out.
motorcycle, that's
But
not my
and it
preferred
hasn't
approach, I'm a little
What about you? And
phobic.
Yeah, me too. But that was the image I got.
But yeah, more
And-
adventure, more
and-
play,
and the
more-
wind
Yeah.
and
Did you say
the.
Not
toys?
drama,
Yeah,
but
that's funny.
full-bodied, fully
Okay.
engaged,
Well,
no chronology, no agenda.
Right,
Yeah.
and things,
Yeah.
and things.
So if you haven't changed places yet, switch turns soon. Sorry.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
The-
so,
spin it out.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, should we switch?
Okay, we
since
have to
started
switch
this way?
now.
Uh,
Just
bring all of what you enjoy into
Okay.
it.
Interesting. interesting. I'm wondering what adventure would look like for the business. That's a really interesting metaphor.
I
Okay,
feel
thank you.
a little
You're welcome.
lonely.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's it.
Thank you. I enjoyed having a person do that.
Yeah, it's different.
We've been doing it
Yeah.
monthly, and,
Yeah.
and it's been great, it's been helpful.
I
And
could
the other day I
almost
came up
feel
with a
you
name
reaching
for
out
her,
through
my
the
business.
concept.
Oh, cool.
I think I'm gonna
Maybe
do
you're
something
gonna
tomorrow.
do
I'm gonna sit in my little gym and I are gonna hop
About
in the
6
car.
inches from my
And
shoulder.
it feels
Right
good.
about here.
Okay, good. I don't know if you, sometimes people want to write a few notes
Okay,
about their
yes.
experience afterwards.
you.
If they're note-taking types of people.
Like, I feel very alive. Like the tips
I'm
of my
sensing
fingers and the surfaces of my skin.
some confusion. You don't quite know what direction to pick, what to choose.
And a little weight on my shoulders. Like a little
And
burden.
the options or the choice is
But
almost
just kind of sparkling.
thinning
I feel a
out
little energized and
your
sparkly.
energy.
And
Um,
I'm glad you're looking at me. That feels good.
I felt
Feeling
streams
some
of
kind
energy
of,
going in multiple directions and then
Like an energy field behind you, around you.
kind
I'm
of,
not sure what that means, but like there's some support there for you behind
kind
you.
of,
That's what it seems like.
thinning out or running out.
Maybe like you're questioning me a little.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the question actually. So,
That's okay.
this pressure we're here, what would make that feel better? Or do you have a sense of what that means? What does that mean?
You mean, did I read your bio?
I feel like it needs to be just kind of.
No, I don't.
Kept going.
Okay.
Like maybe nourish or
So
care
is
for.
Stephanie wanting you to know
There.
about her business or something?
Hi, Leslie's here. She
I don't know if
wanted
this
to
is
ask,
what
she
exercise
asked,
doing it myself, but I
You can just
feel
tell me.
a little, like,
okay,
a little
Did she ask you
nervous to-
whether you needed to know about our business?
the question was, who do you
and
know
I
who I am
have this
working
sense
with?
of like I want you to
Okay, so
point me in a
was
direction.
that a literal question, Stephanie?
Cause I'm looking at like a field, like there's things capturing my attention in the field behind you.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll just keep it in the
Okay.
constellation context, right, yeah?
Okay. No, I don't.
But I don't wanna move away, I feel good right here. Yeah.
Thank you, that feels good.
If you guys are feeling close to complete, just whenever you feel ready. Sometimes people like to write a couple of notes after that, if they got something interesting, or unexpected, or useful, or something that made them cranky. That happens to me frequently.
Oh, you.
Okay, okay.
Did you guys start to wrap up?
Okay, so I have to leave you now.
You don't have to
Good
leave
work.
her. It's so sweet. And you can unplug the wire so she can hear all of us again.
Okay.
Thank you. So whenever people are doing exercises with Stephanie, I think it helps to put the earbuds on.
Yeah.
And then you can communicate really clearly. So Stephanie, just speak out loud so we can hear you again. Make sure you're plugged in.
Okay.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you.
Stephanie's here.
Stephanie's here. Excellent. Okay, so one of the things you'll notice, thank you, that I have not done is invited you to introduce yourselves. But one of the things I like to do, so we do check-in at the beginning of each class, but we wait until after this exercise because I really like it being influenced by some actual process rather than, I don't know, that in the world way we will come in sometimes and say, I ran out of dog food today, or whatever it is that is kind of on your mind when you walk in. So I invited people into 3 minutes. Please say a few words about yourself, just something that shares with us about what's going on with you. Your business, what do you do? What do you want to do in your business to the extent you know and where you're at right now? For those of you who know what an elevator pitch is, please don't do it. Please let this be messy, let it be heartfelt, just let it be, you know, the way you talk about it now with your friends. And you can add in any impressions from the exercise, if you like adding an insight or an aha. So, and I'm going to just move Stephanie so she can watch you talk.
Careful, just, yeah, there we go. Can you see us?
Yes, I can see.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
can
who
see
would like
you
to go
all.
first?
And of course, the connection
I'll go
is
first.
going out.
Oh,
We can hear you, Stephanie.
we can hear you.
We hear you.
And we see you.
Yes.
Nope, she's not moving anymore.
Oh.
No.
So we lost video, and it'll just try and, I'll
You'll try and call her.
yeah, it's
So one
fine.
of you can just start sharing as you do that.
I'll have my eye on that.
So I'm
Okay,
Jen. I was doing professional organizing and I'm now changing my business to making space for success because I do energy work as well as potentially physically clearing clutter. I want to help highly sensitive middle-aged women who are in transition and most likely feeling frazzled and overwhelmed and what the fuck is wrong with me? That feeling of, oh my God, what do I do? I'm at my wit's end. Helping them find their balance, helping them feel peaceful, and find their passion. Like I'm doing with myself. Like what we all have gifts, and what are their gifts? And one thing I'm excited about is I love to travel. I love photography. I love genealogy. I don't know how the heck I'm going to bring this stuff in to my business, but I'm excited to, I don't know, stay open to figuring it out and to allowing it to happen in some way or other. It's like, this is like the most challenging part of my life ever, I think, this last year and a half. And people have said, well, why don't you, maybe you should just quit. Maybe it's not time for you to do this, or maybe this isn't right. And it's like, I am such a seeker and a development and growth person that this is my vehicle for this right now. And if I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this business. And I'm excited about it. It is coming from my heart and soul. Anyway, so I've been working with Leslie for a while. I've been doing work with Thrive and some other taking other avenues. It's evolving. I'm evolving. I'm feeling more confident and strong, and it was really helpful to hear that my business is like, where's the captain of the ship? And that makes a lot of sense because it's like, okay, what do I do next? That's what I'm thinking to myself. And
And the business said, I'm not the captain.
yeah, don't ask me. I'll be happy to join in with you. So anyway, I'm very excited to be here with all of you, and
Okay. Great.
Back on? Yeah.
Yay,
Okay.
Stephanie.
work in process.
Thanks, Steph. Jen, why don't you choose the next person? Why don't you choose Stephanie while we got Stephanie?
Stephanie, how about, would you tell us about yourself now and your business?
Okay, sure. Let me see. I used to have an EFT practice in San Leandro, and I have moved to Houston. So, honestly, right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I keep hearing people say, find a niche. I feel right or feel aligned to any of the thing. I now live in Houston and still trying to figure out how to start up a practice here. I think that's about it. Oh, last night I did have a dream. so so I'm very comfortable working with people having like anxiety, depressions, because that's my personal experience. I'm very familiar with that. But of course, I'm not a licensed healthcare provider, so I can't advertise that, right? But in my heart, I always gravitate toward those things. But last night I had a dream that someone came up to me at an event and asked me, what is it that I do? And I said, oh, I practice NLP, EFT, and I work with people who are depressed, right? I don't say it out loud here. I only can like speak in my dream or something. And that lady's face was like she just cringed and then she pulled back, and I didn't feel right saying it. I feel like, oh, like that's really not it. But in the same dream last night, another version of that is that somebody asked me, what do you do? This is so funny. And I have this vision, in my dream, I was leading like a woman retreat, and that feels right.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm gravitating toward now, is just to help like women to take a break and just to rejuvenate themselves or something.
Wow.
But yeah.
Nice. From the depression.
Yes. Yeah, I guess it's another way of like that, or it's like the caregiver type, who always go out and take care of other business, but take care of themselves. I guess that's kind of like me. So in that dream, and I woke up and I was like, oh wow, that sounds like a great idea, but so I hope that I'm gonna do something like that. It's just another way of, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. That's very evocative for me. Thinking about all the strong women in your family, actually. I know Stephanie pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, choose somebody else. Point at somebody. You don't know everyone's names yet. You three say your names again, just so Stephanie can have
I
them
know
again.
Stephanie.
You know Catherine. Can you say your name?
I'm Cara.
And
I'm Julie.
Okay. So I'm familiar with Catherine. I've just worked with Julie. I picked Carla.
Cara.
Okay.
Okay. It's really funny because I had a dream last night too, and I was going to talk
how
about
funny.
it. And this was, well, I'll say who I am and then I'll tell you about the dream. So I'm Cara. I work as an acupuncturist, and I just stopped being a volunteer teacher and to devote more time to my business. And I have 2 boys. One is almost a teenager, so that's been interesting. And so my dream last night was that I was at my childhood home and Leslie came over unexpectedly. And I was like,
How funny.
Hey Leslie, what's up? And then it kind of got into this anxiety thing where I was, all of a sudden you're like, let's go, Cara, it's time for the class, it's in Marin. And I was like, oh no. So I felt like I wasn't on top of it. I didn't know it was time, but all of a sudden it was time to go, and I was making like 18 different dishes because of course I was cooking for the class. And then some of you, I don't remember your faces, started showing up. So I was in my childhood home trying to get it together and trying to pack this lunch, and I was making everyone late. And then my husband was there, and he's such a sweetheart, but he was getting mad at me. And I was getting stern with him and feeling so weird that I was doing that in front of everyone. So it was just really wild, and I woke up thinking, gosh, am I really that anxious about... that was my interpretation, that I was anxious about my business. But I haven't felt inside, I've been excited about this class. Ever since I signed up, I feel like my business is starting to grow.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like it's the right thing to be doing. And I think what I'm learning from that dream last night and our exercise is that there is a lot of anxiety and pressure in my mind about it. You know, I've studied for years, and I feel like I'm really a collector of information, and putting it into practice, I'm afraid that it's not going to be perfect. Like, I'm afraid I have to really be perfect at it, or I'm not a good enough service. So that's what I'd like to work on, is really feeling like you said, good enough for now. Because I'm a recovering perfectionist, so yeah.
Would you mind if I offered up an alternative interpretation of your dream?
I would love that.
My experience is that one of my colleagues once said the best personal growth program in the world is starting your own business. That all your stuff keeps coming up. So part for everybody in the room, there's going to be healing of childhood wounds as part of this process, right? So I'm wondering if part of your unconscious was going, oh, we're going to go and heal some of this stuff. So, because that's the most important bit, actually. Then we'll learn the business stuff, but anyway, just an alternative to consider. Choose the next one.
Okay. Laura. I mean,
Julie.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's a great place to start, because my mom
Why I
wanted to
said that.
call me Laura and thought that the double L would not trip off the tongue right, Laura Lucchese. And Barbara was also in the running, but she didn't want anyone calling me Barbie, so she settled on Julie. And let's see, my 49th birthday will be this Sunday, and
Happy
I feel
birthday.
like I'm Jen's perfect client, because I'm highly sensitive. I'm pretty sure I have attention deficit disorder, and I've had a long journey of most of my life exploring and delving into different healing modalities. The first motive was to fix myself, because I was just wrong and not good enough. And now the new motivation for the last couple of years is that there's nothing wrong with me. So what am I good at, and what do I like to do, and feeling safe, and that it's okay for me to be happy and actually get to choose a life that I want. I've had a lot of stuff to be grateful for, relationship-wise, and I got to do amazing things. Like, I learned how to sail about 10 years ago, and I've traveled to amazing places like the Seychelles, and I helped deliver a 60-foot sailboat from Maine to Antigua via, we started in Maine, we stopped in Newport, Rhode Island, we went to Bermuda, and then on to Antigua. And it was a 6-week adventure. I got into yoga because I thought that it would improve my sailing.
Oh, interesting.
And then it ended up taking a life of its own, where I started practicing a fair amount of yoga, and saw a flyer for a teacher training on the wall of my health club, and I said, why not? So I got certified 200-hour in Hatha Yoga, and from the moment I got that certification, I hung out as shingle and tried to turn it into a business, into a career, into a life. Also, I was a musician before I have a degree in music. I sing, and I was also an extremely devout Catholic, and was involved in my church, and I was a cantor in the Catholic Church, and that was my paid work. before I learned how to sail and found yoga and all of that, and I also taught voice. My work life has always been a little bit scant because I get a foothold and feel a boundary or a barrier or block or this belief that I can only go this far and no further. And what's happened in the past is that whatever, because I was working as a voice teacher, I would just drop it and look for something else.
Okay. So looking for some continuity?
Continuity?
I don't know, so things not dropping and starting.
Kind of feeling a wall that I wouldn't be able to go any further.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Julie.
Thanks.
Catherine,
Catherine.
I'm glad you waited till now for us to introduce each other. Came in like.
Yeah, and the technology got us all rattled.
No,
there.
that was the nice part. It was a nice distraction.
Okay. By the way, I'm sorry. Cold feet? Huh? People were cold?
Oh, well,
Socks?
Yeah, love some
Oh, how
socks.
cute!
Thanks.
I just brought my little
I noticed you all were a little chilly earlier, and these rooms do get a little cold sometimes.
Anybody else?
Well, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
So cute. What do I want to say? I think since I committed, I've been off and on this class. I feel like it's been really important, but I in the last few years feel like I've been in a major focused, slightly manic attempt to create a new career for myself. I've been running a business for going on 15 years, and I love the business, and it barely supports me now. I've made it very part-time, and put a lot of energy into it. But I've been like trying to break up with my whole business. It's like that. And since I kind of committed, I don't know if there's a coincidence, but it hit me right now. I've been thinking, well, I just started my cycle, and I'm having this, like, I'm almost 50, and I'm just starting to, just feeling major emotional craziness, and I'm like, around alignment and fear and work and business and taking care of myself. And I think it's connected, it's probably hormonally influenced, but I think it's connected to my decision to take this class, actually. I think it's like my little workshop that started before the class. Kind of realizing that now. So I've been studying counseling and then NLP and then some family constellations since 2010. And then I had a whole bunch of death in my family. My mom and my brother, and pretty much all my relatives, the relatives that are not like younger. So it's been a pretty griefy period. So I found that I go forward in my excitement and enthusiasm with a niche, and I ride it, and then I crash, and I really feel like I don't have the energy or desire to support people. Like I need too much. And I struggle with getting that support because I just kind of get into a loop around like I really like a financial anxiety loop around I must get this going, but it's like I'm bleeding, but I need to like get Band-Aids for other people or something like that. So I've been very staccato with my business with seeing clients over the last year, and things were moving forward, and then went to Burning Man in Montreal, and then it's just kind of and in that period since I've been back for about 4 weeks, maybe 4.5 weeks, I've had incredible, like, do I even want to be a counselor? Like, I just really horrible, like, am I aligned with doing this? Like, I love supporting people, and when I have the energy, I'm always offering, but do I want to do it day in, day out? I'm also an artist,